Hello, it's Greg Watford again, and welcome. Now, you know that the CSPRO system has finally been launched. This is the special cutting edge, done for you, state of the art sales funnel specifically designed to help you build a business around Traffic Monsoon. Well, Wendy and I had the opportunity to have a bit of a chat with Alby Koster, who's one of the co-founders of the CS Pro system. We had a Skype session just chatting about setting up a special Facebook group for those people within the CS Pro system. And what we asked him a couple of questions about the background behind CS Pro and what makes it so special. So his answers were I was just gobsmacked, and I thought I'd record some of those answers for you. So look, here it is. LB, could you just go over the bit of the background, what Dave's done in setting up this funnel, setting up CS Pro?
Sure. To make it interesting for the average person as to what's gone on behind the scenes, and you going to a new level in your understanding of how it was. That's what you said, something like that.
Yeah. So both of you guys, we've been doing this for a long time together. We've joined quite a few programs where everything just goes absolutely gangbusters for 2 or 3 months, and then they seem to hit this point almost every single time where the website just can't handle the traffic. They get things called DDoS attacks. The database fills up. They don't have enough bandwidth in their websites, and then they just basically crash, and they've got to rebuild it. And there's quite often 1 or 2 weeks of interruptions. And in this industry, the thing that kills growth the quickest is when things like that happen, because people get confused. Confusion leads to inactivity. Inactivity leads to a loss of momentum, and momentum is everything in this business. So from the ground up, from the very first foundation stone that was laid in the CS Pro system, the very first piece of code was built with longevity in mind. Things like auto scale. So as we get more and more traffic, because over time we're going to have thousands of people driving thousands of clicks to lead capture pages, and you can't wait till you don't have enough capacity in your website to scale. That has to be done automatically. There's an expense that comes with that, but we built that in from the start. So when the load gets too big and it hits the threshold, it automatically scales up to the next level, and the disk starts spinning, and it's an absolute seamless experience. So the whole idea behind this, and this comes from David, is what we call the user experience. And user experience needs to be flawless, seamless, smooth, uninterrupted. It needs to be simple navigation right through to fulfillment of the product, which in our case is the CS Pro system. Needs to be flawless, and deliverability of emails, lead capture pages staying up, so you're not driving traffic to a dead page. All of that stuff that you and I, we've all experienced in other programs. We've taken all of that experience, and David has many years of experience doing this, not just as a web developer, but as a marketer as well. David, in his own right, is a wonderful marketer, and so all of that has been built into this system. So it's bomb-proof, bulletproof. It's also fully scalable, auto-scalable. We're basically delivering something out there. We've spent the money at the front, so we don't have to waste the money at the back fixing things. So it's not stuck together with sticky tape and smoke pouring out until we get to that point. It's been built properly from the very first bit of script. And as I was telling you, there's over 11,000 files that have been created to everything from the cron jobs to the tracking, and it's insane. If you looked in the back of it, it'd be a lot looking in the back of an ATM machine, and all the little circuit boards and wires, and there's just thousands and thousands, and literally tens of thousands of pieces of code and script, and it's all been done properly. We didn't buy any, out of the box software. It's all been built from the ground up. All the scripts have been originally written. So that absolute full control over everything that goes on. It is a state-of-the-art system. Sorry, you can probably tell I'm a little bit excited.
That's right. Look, Alby, one of the biggest problems with this email, with sales funnels and email, is deliverability.
Yeah.
Is that being addressed?
Yeah, certainly. So there's a few people asked us, why can't we get in there and edit the emails? There's a huge reason for that. So most people will be aware that Aweber, I'm using Aweber as an example because that's what I use and have used. Your deliverability rates can be all over the place, and there's a whole lot of reasons for that. Is because Aweber can't really control the content that goes out, which means that by the time it hits the inboxes, anything from spam filters to blocking software will pick up that, and that actually affects the IP address of that particular server and deliverability. And they've got constantly new IP addresses being produced and warmed up. It's like the Wild West when you've got email servers and doing stuff like Aweber. What we've done is we've approached one of the biggest email servers in the world, a company called Mailgun, and we've actually told them what we want to do from the start. They've actually looked at the content, they've approved the content, and they guarantee a certain deliverability rate. As long as that content doesn't change too much, then they will guarantee deliverability, tracking, everything will be reliable. They promise a reliable service, and as we discussed before, Greg, you have found many, many flaws in certain autoresponders, and the data that you're getting is highly inaccurate at times.
Yes.
As that's on top of the deliverability issues. So with our service, the reason we don't allow people to go in and edit them is because then we can guarantee an environment of deliverability and trackability, because that's what we promised the mail server company, and that's good for everyone. That means your follow-up emails are hitting the mark, and it's good for us because we can guarantee the safety of that environment by not allowing, when you've got thousands of people in a system like this, you don't know what content is going to get out there in the marketplace, and so then you lose that, you lose the integrity of the system. So it's all about integrity of the system, it's about security, it's about deliverability, and that is good for all of us. So if you like creating your own emails and you want to head down that path of creating your own presence and profile, then obviously that's why we're building an Aweber plugin so people can still use Aweber, but it's outside of the CSPRO environment.
Yeah, I can understand. Now, look, you've got a few hundred people into the system now, so how, from a new person's point of view, someone who's really computer illiterate, how have they gone in going through the CSPRO system and registering themselves and signing up? And have you got some examples there that you can tell us?
Yeah, from day number one, when we were cutting the videos and going through the process, in the back of my mind and in the back of Lourens and David's mind, it was about, we wanted to cater for the lowest common denominator. That's the new person or even the older person that comes in, and this whole internet world is new to them. We wanted to be able to cater for that person. So it was with them in mind that we created each video, went through it slowly, step by step. That's why we have a simple navigation on there. It's all about, again, that user experience. A couple of examples are, we've got a lovely lady who is in her late 70s, and if I mention her name, most of you would know her from some of the businesses we're involved in, and she has struggled. In fact, with one of our other businesses, she never got to the point of completing the whole Aweber setup. It was a whole new environment to her, new language, everything was new, and I said to her, look, just wait, let's just can the whole Aweber, setting up follow-up emails, editing the emails, campaign sharing, all of that stuff just got a bit beyond her. I said, just wait till we've got the system set up. I sent it out to her about 3 days ago, and I didn't hear from her. So I actually contacted her yesterday, and I said, have you had a look at the CSPRO system yet? She goes, yeah, it's all set up. And I went in my back office, saw that she'd actually signed up. She'd been through every single step. She said to me that it took her an entire day. Normally it would take you probably 2 hours if you watched every single video on the way. It took her an entire day because she wanted to re-watch every video, but she never contacted me once through that sign-up period. And she went from end to end, and she even pulled up her own tracking ID, ready to send off to Igor to get traffic, everything, which is, I just broke out into the Hallelujah chorus, because that's exactly what we designed the system to do, to cater for that newbie that comes into the marketplace and has zero experience, and they can go from end to end, and on the same day have a tracking link that they can give to a traffic provider, and that's pretty much the last thing you've ever got to do. Everything else is automated after that. All they've got to do from that point on is actually just organise traffic, put fuel in the tank, as I say. So we've got everything from that to the seasoned veteran. One of our beta testers was up and running. I made him watch every single video. I could have sent him straight to step 5 and he still would have done the job, but I said, I want you to go through the process like anyone else. Within 2 hours, he had his first subscribers coming in.
Wow. Excellent.
Which is brilliant. I mean, so we're really catering for your seasoned, grizzled veteran right through to your newbie. And as we've got in one of our follow-up emails, we're just like Arnold Schwarzenegger. We do all that heavy lifting,
Yes. You'll be pleased with yourself.
Like you, Greg.
Yeah.
Going down to the gym.
Yes, the funnel is actually working the way it's supposed to work. It's just amazing. I'm just gobsmacked, as a matter of fact. Look, just tell us about.
Yeah, that was what we were discussing before too. Like Lourens, myself, and David, and our support team. You're amongst that support team.
Yes.
Kind of waiting for the onslaught of support, which invariably follows a launch, and it just didn't happen. It was like, it was like not even a blip on the radar. It was just nothing. There was no technical issues. We got maybe 3 support issues, which were payment issues, and they were obviously individual PayPal account issues, which had nothing to do with our system, actually. So absolutely thrilled to bits as to how this launched and how flawless it was. And I mentioned to you before, I wanted to launch this 6 weeks ago, and David refused to let me do that. It was stuck together with sticky tape, and there was smoke pouring out of the thing. And I said, Dave, doesn't matter, as long as the thing's running, chug-a-luggy, we can launch. He says, we are not launching because I'm the one who's going to have to put up with the support. So we're going to only launch when this thing is running perfectly. You're amongst the beta testers. I think we had 6 beta testers, and we got a whole lot of feedback. There was little things here and there, nothing major, and we implemented most of those things, I might add. And it's just, we're so grateful to our beta testers, because when we did launch, we just had a seamless, it was a flawless launch. It was as good as it gets.
Now, within the system, there's around about 10 capture pages currently, and I know more are coming. So you've had quite a bit of traffic already go through. So what's the what's the performance? What's the click-through rates like on some of these capture pages you've got in the system?
Yep. So I would have to say an average click-through rate is 50%. That's the average. Almost exactly 50% would be the average click-through rate, but there are definitely 1 or 2 lead capture pages that are significantly greater than that. I can tell you that my personal experience in looking at what they call the global stats, which is across the board of everybody using it, the 1K in 33-day lead capture page, I've had it as high as 74% opt-in rate. At the moment, on my current traffic campaign, it's running at about 68%, which is just brilliant.
Amazing.
I mean, I don't
Absolutely.
I don't think I've ever had. I mean, you're the king of tracking. Have you had opt-in rates like that?
No, never. Look, really, the benchmark in the industry for capture pages is generally regarded as 25%. So if you're getting something in the order of in the 30 to 40%, you think, oh, this is great, 30 to 40%. And if you hit the 50, you're over the moon. And I've never heard of anybody actually getting up into the 60s and the 70s. I mean, it's just outstanding.
Yeah, I've mentioned this to a few people. Honestly, I think it's one of the very, very few times that everything across the board has exceeded our expectations. We normally launch something and it's we expect big things and it normally falls a little bit below the mark. I'm the eternal optimist, so everything's going to be good, So, but I can even as an eternal optimist, it actually exceeded my optimistic expectations, and I'm absolutely thrilled. And before, we were chatting before, and I think I rattled off for about 20 minutes out of sheer excitement. So I'm sorry for chewing your ear off, mate.
It's fine. It's fine. Look, I can understand how excited you are, because I'm excited as well. It's to have a funnel that actually I don't have to do anything to it, and it works. It works. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's crazy. And we've just had a new fresh patch of traffic come through. Only started yesterday morning, so let's call it 48 hours. And I think we've had 6 new CSPRO members sign up. Not all of them are funded yet. I think probably half of those are funded, plus about 13 Traffic Monsoon sign-ups. I think maybe a couple of those are funded so far. And this is the thing that I'm excited about, is that that sort of activity normally happens somewhere between email number 7 and 13 in an email sequence. This is even before the follow-up sequence is kicked in. And so there's going to be a whole lot of other activity happen once the follow-up emails go out there. I mean, I was
going to say, you're saying that these people are signing up just from the initial offer pages that you've got in there before they're receiving the ongoing follow-up emails.
Yeah. So, and we know from experience, this, most people in online marketing don't make a decision somewhere between that 7th and 13th email, and we've created 20 at the time of doing this recording. I think we've done 28 at the Alpha, 26, 28, something like that. So there's plenty of emails out there. We've gone over and we've gone double what we needed to do. But the fact that we're getting what we call cold signups out of the box because my thing is email marketing. That's where I get most of my signups. This is even before we get to the email part of it. We haven't even got the full scope of data yet on this. I mean, in 2 months, we're going to revisit this and think this was just even bigger than we ever thought it was going to be. I know that's going to happen, because I know what email marketing does and how it performs. And we, as I've said in the pre-sales video in CSPRO, this is the system we're using. We are literally giving you the system, the exactly word for word, picture for picture, testimonial for testimonial, email for email. It's exactly what Lourens and I are using ourselves. We're not using a different traffic source. It's exactly what we're doing. We're literally allowing you to hack into our account and putting your referral link where our referral link would normally be. That's the only difference between our funnel and the funnel you're using now, is the referral link in there.
I've never come across anything like this before. So look, it's thumbs up from this end. Look, one other thing just before we finish off. You've got this funnel set up, like it's a 2-stage funnel. The first stage is people sign up for CSPRO. The second stage, people sign up for Traffic Monsoon and start earning money straight away. What plans do you have to expand this out to other products? Yeah,
well, it's really a prototype type funnel, and this type of marketing, which is what we call done for you marketing, is actually a new trend that's happening on the internet. The old days they're old days now, is you create an information product, or you make up a special tool, you tell people what to do. We've learned through the hard experience that actually doesn't work anymore. People, they want done for you stuff. They don't want to be pulling the tools together and the pieces together and building your own machine. They want the machine built. They just want to push the on button, and they want to be able to have something spit out the other end, which is results and obviously money. So we see this funnel as a prototype for the other businesses we're involved in, and then segueing it into those businesses so that people can have the same results we're getting. Which has been forged through years and years of mistakes and hard knocks and being ripped off, scammed and taken advantage of, and all the things that everybody else has been. So we basically helping people eliminate all of the challenges that we've had, and just bouncing straight in, getting their own results, because then they're able to then broadcast their own results and develop their own profile and credibility. We've just given the shortcut to online marketing.
Yeah. Okay. I understand. Okay. Look. Let's wrap this recording session up. Look, I have to thank you very much from our heart, Wendy and I, to be part of your team is just fantastic. And I've always said in a lot of my videos that to be successful in business, you need a coach and a mentor. And Wendy and I are very thankful to have you as a friend and a coach. And we're looking forward. This funnel is just absolutely fantastic. So we're really looking forward to really cranking it up. We've only just started putting traffic through, and so we're pretty excited about it. We can't wait to see some of those results.
Well, thank you guys. I mean, we've been on quite the journey together over the years, and you guys have been very faithful friends through the good times and the bad, and you've picked up a lot of support, and you're about to do more support now through the, you guys are the main admin for the new CSPRO Facebook group. So thank you for that. That's in very, very good hands. Thanks for beta testing the system and being part of that, and helping us with some of the smoothing out of the ride. And
you're welcome. All right, Wendy, have you got anything else to say before we finish this recording?
No, just to say thank you to Alby and Lourens and to David for doing such an incredible job on that system. I remember when you first discussed it 13 weeks ago, 16 weeks ago or something. So it's been a long journey, and obviously it was worth it. So thank you.
Thanks, Wendy. We got there eventually. It never happens as fast as you want. Ever.
Yeah. All right. You've done well. Okay.